Hi, folks. We're in the last stage of Jesus becoming a rabbi. And, it took 18 years to do this. This is stage 3 of becoming and the qualifications of becoming a rabbi. Not everybody made it. A lot of people, 18 years, that's way too much. I'm not going to do that. And they would back out. But Jesus didn't. Why? Because this was the plan for him to become a rabbi so that he could, it's going to blow your mind what the reason for this is. It'll happen in the next stage or next page or two. But at age 30, each student would graduate from the school of disciples and would become a rabbi. When I say each student, those that stayed with it. Their graduation ceremony required them to be baptized and at baptism. And if you'll remember, Jesus went down to the River Jordan and was baptized by John the Baptist. Now, there's something really fascinating here listen, this will change everything. This will explain two major questions. Why did Jesus go to be baptized in the River Jordan by John? What happened when before he ever got to John? What happened after he was raised out of the water? What happened then? In order for for us to understand the authority of a rabbi and or the lack of authority of a rabbi, is that they had to have two verbal witnesses at their baptism. Now, here's how this goes. John, when he saw Jesus coming down to be baptized, here's what he said: "Behold, the Lamb of God that has come to change the world. Behold, the Lamb of God. He's come to take away the sins of mankind." And Jesus was baptized, and John the Baptist baptized him. But then the second interesting thing is that when Jesus came up out of the water, a dove went and flew on him, landed on him. And then the voice from heaven, who do you suppose that was? That was God the Father. The voice from heaven said, "This is my beloved Son, who I'm well pleased." Now, the qualifications to become a rabbi was just spending 18 years studying. You didn't have to have two verbal witnesses at all. But there's two types of rabbi. There's a rabbi with authority and a rabbi without authority. If you had two verbal witnesses at your baptism, you were a rabbi with authority. If you didn't, you were a rabbi, but not with authority. Here's something that's very fascinating. A rabbi with authority could change the way things took place. Remember that. A rabbi that had authority could change the whole plan. The rabbi that didn't have authority had to follow after the rabbi that taught him. He'd have to submit to him, and he had to do what that rabbi said. He had to walk like him, he had to talk like him, he had to explain like him, and the whole thing. But when the two verbal witnesses came, and the first one was John the Baptist, this is, "Behold, the Lamb of God that's come away to take the sins away from the world." And then the Father said, "This is my beloved Son." That represented two verbal witnesses. What did that do? That gave Jesus the authority to change the way the game is played. And see, to our understanding, in all of history, there's only been three people that had rabbis with authority. The first two, all they had to do, they could only teach the law because they didn't know anything else. But Jesus, who in John chapter 1 verse 17 says, that the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by came by came by a man. By his name was Jesus. Grace and truth. We're getting ready to. Everything's getting ready to change. We're moving from the old dispensation of the law to the new dispensation of grace. This is fascinating. And we'll talk about this next time. God bless you.